All right, today is a fun day because today we're building something super cool that we've been working on, we've been wanting to make for a long time. So up until this point, when we've seen car videos on the MKBHD channel, on the main channel, you see a variety of shots. A lot of them are still shots from the side of the road, but sometimes when we're shooting a car and we're driving it, we need to get those moving shots. And so we'll try to shoot those a couple ways. Sometimes we'll literally stand alongside the side of the road and point it at a car passing by. Sometimes we'll boosted board behind the car to get a shot of the back of the car. Sometimes we'll actually hang out the back of Andrew's car. He has a hatchback, and we'll get a gimbal and we'll do our best to hang out the back and sides of the car to get moving shots as we try to illustrate what we're talking about. This is very limited, of course. You can't do this on public roads. You can't do this when it's cold outside. You can't do this when it's not quite the right conditions. It's really tough, and it's obviously not as flexible as we want it to be. So here's what we're doing. Motocrane. We came across what they were doing a little while ago, and actually I was mainly inspired by this when I was going to shoot the Tesla Model Y, and we actually got to go out to Tesla's HQ, and they're actually at a little video studio there. And when I was there, shout out to Tesla for showing me their camera car. All of the shots they've ever done on Tesla's website and in Tesla's ads and their videos and stuff, when you see those super smooth shots as they drive along a public road, I think there's one where they line up across a bridge. That was shot with a Tesla with a moto crane on it. And they showed me that, and it was literally just like a crane on top of a Tesla Model S. I was like, that seems really useful, because that can shoot out in front of a car, out next to a car, that can shoot the back of a car. You can shoot that in any weather condition. We want to make something like that. Of course, a new and improved version for the MKBHD Vision. So it's going to be on a brand new, or a relatively new, Raven Model S. And we're going to build it here on my car. Now, shout out to Motocrane. They've actually made a newer crane since then. It's about a 12-foot reach, I believe it. It's called the Radical. They just came out with this. And we were working with them a little bit behind the scenes to actually put this together. And now we have the new Motocrane Radical here, and we're going to go build it on my car. We're going to make a camera car today. Let's do it.
All right, so despite the cold, we're pressing forward with the build here. What we've done here for this specific build is, as you've seen, we've taken an OEM Model S roof rack, and we've modified it with what's called speed rail, which is kind of a standard size of steel rail that is industry standard for vehicle rigging. So this is kind of it's a cool integration where we're kind of taking a hybrid of our mounting system and an OEM's mounting system and kind of putting them together. And that's kind of what's establishing the base here for this Model S.
Final step in the process, which is putting the camera package, this, on the end, and then counterweighting with those gym weights, which we've got a bunch more of, and that's basically the final step. So yeah, the camera is now on the Ronin, which is quick released onto the shock mount, which is on the arm. Camera package is on the crane, which looks pretty sick. It's got the counterweights on. I think we ended up at, what's that, 105 pounds of counterweight, just based on the current camera we have on there, and lens. Now, we're gonna learn the controls. Okay, here we go. Okay. Wow, 45 seems like it would be insane.
It is really high. It's really aggressive, yep.
Okay, so lift, swing. So left, right is fairly understandable. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, go ahead.
Make sure nobody's over there.
If you wanted to go really just like creep along,
yeah,
you could bring that way down. And it's just, I mean, you can have this thing like barely move too. You can almost use it like a dolly, you know, if you wanted to go really, really slow. All right, so Justin's good there.
That was so fast.
Gotta do it one time just to say I did it.
Oh, you got it for sure.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why the controller is as simple as it is because once you're in the car, the rest of the system goes away. You know, like this is your experience. So it's just about making sure that you know where the arm is, that it can move from A to B as quickly as you need it to, and that you're able to just produce the kind of movements that you want. Yeah, as intuitively as you need to, you know. A lot of the times too, where you're communicating between a driver, or I should say two drivers that are trying to position the vehicles perfectly, the arm operator can now be a part of that, where it's like, okay, instead of the drivers having to correct for every last positioning, the arm operator can now kind of get in the position where, you know, the driver can kind of view themselves as kind of the course, you know, correction, and this is the fine correction, just for positioning.
Our last variable is just pointing the Ronin.
Exactly. Yep, having your head operator that's still doing that same composing, but now instead of holding a gimbal, they're comfortably sitting looking at a monitor. Perfect. On a joystick.
I love it. That is very simple.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Do I have to do the peel?
Do the peel.
This is probably the most important.
Someone film the peel.
All right, it's happening.
I was like, I don't have my phone. Someone film it.
Now we officially own it.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. Let me get that tab right here.
Bam.
right.
Signed, sealed, and peeled.
It's crane time.
Now we can't return it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's also a very good
sorry. Warranty's void.
I'm gonna stare.
So, do you want to get as close as you can just to see if we can start it to roll and just get a really long shot?
We center it out as it comes around the corner, and then we stick it center. Yeah, man.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah.
So when we get to the straightaway, I'm gonna go back to the side.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, here we go.
Going.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah, we might wanna. That'll probably be just getting used to controls.
I think this could easily be a 3-person team because we're rarely
definitely.
going to be moving the crane arm. It's going to be setting it up in position. So, like,
True.
whoever's doing camera
focus
controls, we can stop, move into position, and then.
Are we fired after this?
We could put the car on autopilot.
No, you just.
Has the
no,
remote
this
replaced us?
This is job security. All
All right, that is a pretty good start. It's freezing. We're pretty much done being outside for the day, but that was a very productive day. And now the entire rig, the crane, the top of the car, the stabilizer, everything is set up. And now we just get to start shooting with it. So next time you see a car video on the main channel, make sure you look out for some of those shots. I can't wait till we actually start making stuff. It just unlocks a whole new world. Obviously, we're solving a problem that we had in the past with hanging out the back of a car in a hatchback. It's way better, way safer, way cooler. All right, looking forward to it. Until then, catch you later. Peace.